my plan to take you guys over has started. What is going on, Michigan? You guys mind if I talk just for a second? And when I was 4 years old, I started playing keyboards. I was just a little guy. I could barely reach the bench and the keys, but I would get up there every day and play. And as I got older, I got more and more into it. My parents started giving me lessons, and it just became part of my life. You know, when I was roughly 13, 14 years old, I found out something really strange. There were these annoying, long-haired, like, annoying-voiced human beings called girls. But at that age, I realized, wow, they're kind of attractive. And you know, I play music. I see rock stars, they have girlfriends, and they're doing all right. So maybe if I get a portable keyboard, something I can take around, I can be in bands with my friends, maybe I'll actually get a girl. Did you hear that?
My audition process was a couple of months, and had played several shows, traveled across the country with them as an audition, and nobody else auditioned. True story. Well, initially they cut off my arm.
Speaking of ham, 100% grade A over there.
So anyway, I got a paper out. I wanted to save up to get a keyboard. I was 14 years old. It was 1982. Yeah, do the math. All right, I'm fairly ancient. And I had a paper out. I saved $100. And back then in 1982, that was a decent chunk of change to save up for. Now, here's what's really crazy about this time. There was no internet. Anybody remember that? Yeah. Remember when if you were trying to buy something, you had to actually look at a newspaper? Can you believe it? Well, I found a keyboard, and it was a couple hours away from where I lived, and I went to my parents and said, look, I have this money, it's exactly what he's asking for, it's exactly what I want. And by today's standard, the keyboard was like the equivalent of like a Toys R Us keyboard, but it's what I needed at the time, it's what I could afford. And my dad said, look, that's pretty far away. Call a guy and ask him to hold it because your cousin is getting married in the same exact town in 3 weeks. So I called the guy and I'm like, look, I have the money, I want the keyboard. Can you please hang on to it? He said, look, I appreciate it, but if somebody shows up with the money, I'm going to have to sell it. And here's what's great about 1982. That was well before stalking charges. So I called this guy 7 or 8 times later that day, and he finally said, look, kid, I'll hold it for you. Stop calling me.
And the night before I was buying my very first portable keyboard, I wasn't even cool enough to learn on a piano. I learned on, Phantom of the Opera organ at home. I was finally buying my first keyboard that I had saved up for a very, very long time to buy. And was to buy it on a Saturday. My parents were going to take me to pick it up, and the night before I went to play catch with my neighbor, and I tossed the football, and there was a crack, a loud crack, and my arm was hurting.
He pulled me into his office and said, Todd, your arm broke. You have to tell me what really happened. I said, I threw a football. He goes, did you get in a fight or something that you don't want your dad to know? I said, if I got in a fight, that guy would have the broken bones.
Got taken to the hospital. They said it's broken, that there's something not right. And they wrapped it in a cast. The following day I picked up the keyboard, not knowing I would never play it, or another keyboard with 2 hands again.
It kind of skyrocketed from there. Monday we went to go see a specialist who started taking tests and started the process. Ended up I had a very advanced, very, very rare childhood bone cancer. And not only was that not good, not only was that coming on very strong, when the bone broke, all of this cancer cells scattered, and they weren't sure where. They said, look, we're going to have to amputate your whole arm, your whole shoulder. We're going to put you on very rigorous chemotherapy for nearly 2 years. And if you do all of that, you may have a really slight chance to live. So, one night I go to sleep with 2 arms, the next day I wake up with 1, and literally was handed a death sentence. But when I reached over, I saw that I could still flip my eyelid inside out with 1 hand. I knew I would make it. So, look folks, I'm not telling you that I've never felt, thank you. I'm not telling you I've never felt ugly in my life, that I've never felt not worthy, that I've never felt not good enough. But none of those were because of my physical pain. Those were my emotions and my